Hello crafters! Welcome to Crafters Autonomous. So as you saw from the little intro clip, yes, we are finally going to be taking these wire glue and nail polish flowers that I showed you how to make like a month or two ago, and we're going to turn them into a necklace. If you missed that video, click the card up there and it will take you to the video that shows you how to make these. They're super fun, and I kind of work you through some of the troubles that I encountered and how to fix those. But today we're going to assume you already have your flowers made up. So I'm going to show you a couple different ideas, and I'm going to show you the basic way. I already have one that I put together. It just has a single flower on it, and I also added a bead to the center. I feel like I should wear it, but it's going to mess with the lav mic. We'll see. There we go. Okay, buddy, I'm going to take it off so I don't ruin the audio for this whole video. This is one idea. But today I'm going to be taking my 3 orange flowers and I'm going to put them all on the same necklace. So grab your flowers, some needle nose pliers. I like using 2 just because it makes it a little easier. A necklace chain, and then either some jump rings or your spool of wire. I'm gonna go with jump rings because it makes it a little easier. So let's jump into assembling our necklace. So here I have my 3 flowers, I have some jewelry chain, and then here are the jump rings I'm using. These are a size 8mm, I believe, and these are size 6mm. I will check that, and you should see text popping up with the correct information on that, but I don't know off the top of my head. Anyways, you will definitely want the 8mm jump rings, and you're going to want 2 of those for every flower you're going to be using. These are optional, and I'll show you how I'm using those later on. So this first step applies whether you're putting just 1 flower on your necklace or whether you're doing multiples, like I am. So we want to start by getting these 2 jump rings around 2 of the bases of our petals. So I'm going to look at this and kind of figure out which way I want to be up, which way I want to be down. I think that I want mine to sit... Okay, hang on, it always takes a minute to make decisions. I think I want this to be the top. This to be the top. So I'm going to find the petals to the left and right of the top, and my jump ring is going to go around that stem there where we twisted it. That's where I'm going to put the jump ring around. So I'm going to start with my jump ring. I'm going to grab on the other side and just twist to pop it open. Now once I have it twisted open, I'm going to put it around the base of the stem. So this might be a little tricky to get in there. You may want to come from the back. You can kind of see a little bit better. I'm going to send my jump ring right around the base of that stem. Okay, that's what I'm going for. If you look from the front, the jump ring's going right around that. And then once it's around there, I'm just going to squeeze this close. So I'm going to grab on either side and squeeze closed. All right, that's my first jump ring. I'm going to put the second one same way around the petal to the left of whatever I want to be my top petal. I just twist it open. Again, it might help if you come from the back. I found that to be a bit easier. So it's around the base of that petal there, kind of that stem, if you will. And we'll squeeze it shut. Now, if I were doing just a single flower like I did on this one, I could either have attached my chain ends onto these jump rings, or I could get the smaller 6mm jump ring and attach this jump ring to both the end of my chain and these jump rings that I just put on. Totally optional. When I add the chain to my 3 flower necklace, I'm going to connect it with an additional jump ring. I just think it's a little bit easier. Now there's a couple things you might be noticing or thinking about at this point. Okay, so we're gonna have a chain hanging there, it's gonna hang there, but what about the stem? On this necklace, what I did was I twisted it all out of the way. I trimmed it a little bit shorter. I just played around with my pliers, kind of coiled it up on itself, and I twisted it so that way there would be no sharp edges rubbing against me when I wear this. Another option is if you just cut it really short down here, and then you could put a dab of, say, hot glue or something over it just to cover those rough edges. So once I've got my jump rings on there, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to take this, I'm going to bend it at a kind of 90-degree angle. So here I've cut it off. It's still sticking out a lot, so I want to make sure I bend that out of the way so it's not poking me when I wear my necklace. So there you go, now it's bent out of the way. You can see it a little bit from the front. I'm not concerned about that. And this back is a little nubby. I could bend that down more or cut it shorter and then cover it with a dab of hot glue. I'm gonna leave mine like that. Also at this point, if you want to add a center to your flower, this would be the time to do it. The easiest way I found to do this is to just get your bead, run your wire through either end, cut the wire leaving a tail on either side, and pinch your wire kind of into a U shape like that. Take this, just go right down through there. Pull your wire out the other side. Now it's in the center, and then coil those into place. I'm going to do mine without a bead for now, but I might actually come back in later and add a bead because that looks kind of cute. But for now, I'm not adding a center. I'm going to get my jump rings on my other 2 flowers, and then I'll show you my next step. So now I have my 8mm jump rings on each of my flowers, and I'm going to put 3 smaller jump rings in between each of the flowers. So it'll kind of be like that and that in between them. And actually I may decide to do more if they're too close together. But I'm just going to chain these together and then attach them to the jump rings I already put on the flowers. I'm going to put one on there. And I'm going to go through one of the jump rings on my flower and close the jump ring back up. Because of the size of my flowers, I'm actually going to do several more jump rings in between them so that way they are spaced apart well enough. You could also use some of your chain in between them. I'm using jump rings, so I think I'll give it a little more just personality and texture and make it a little bit stiffer when it hangs. So I've decided I'm going to do 5 of the smaller jump rings between my flowers. So this is my 5th one, so I'm going to attach this one to my next flower. Now this is where you've got to just be careful. First of all, you want to think about how this chain, if you want it to be really twisted up like this, where they're kind of laying flat like that, if that's how you want it to look between them, or whether you want it to be more of each of them perpendicular to each other. I'm going to kind of just let it hang like that. So pay attention to how your chain of jump rings is going to hang. The second thing to keep in mind is which is the top and which is the bottom of our necklace. We don't want our flowers to either hang like that or to hang like this, so that's why we're doing these 2 towards the top. So this middle one, that's just the single petal between the 2 with the jump rings, that always needs to be the top. So when I attach this next one, I need to make sure that this top single petal is this way, not this way, or else it'll be really lopsided. And I'm just going to attach it to the jump ring that's already on that flower, and then close this jump ring. I literally just did what I told y'all not to do. Put it on upside down. Yeah, if you mess up, these jump rings are pretty easy to take back apart. So once you do that, you should have them connected with a little bit of chains in between them, and you have this single petals towards the top. So I'm going to get another 5 of these little jump rings to put between this petal and this petal, and then I will show you the last and final step, which is attaching the chain. Okay, so I forgot to press film, and I was showing how I attached the chain, but I probably didn't catch that. Basically what I did was I took one of these smaller jump rings, ran it through the end of the chain, and then put that jump ring also through the jump ring that was already on my end flower and attached it. Now, the tricky part here is figuring out how to size it. I decided I'm going to put a clasp on mine, but what I like to do to size my chain, I like to start by attaching both ends without a clasp in the middle. So here you're going to see how I attach the chain. I'll start with my opened jump ring, run it through the end of my chain, and then making sure my flowers aren't twisted, I will attach this onto the end of my flower chain. So now to size it, what I will do is, I have this one long chain. So basically, I will take this and put it around my neck, and I'll kind of hold these sides even, and I'll, let it longer, see how that fits, hold it tighter and see how that fits, and I'll keep holding that spot, and then I will cut my chain in each of those spots, add my jump ring and my clasp, and then I will be done with my necklace. So I'm gonna measure it for me. All right, so this is about how long I want it to be. I'm gonna make sure both sides are pretty even. You can always get a good old-fashioned tape measure if you want to do it that way. But now I know where I want to cut it, so I'm going to use the wire cutter on my needle pliers and cut my chain. Again, I'll measure this other side to be the same length. Cut my chain. I'm going to take this 6mm jump ring, put it through one end of my chain. So now I'll have a spot for my clasp to attach. And then I'm going to use this itty bitty jump ring to attach my clasp to the other end of the chain. And now our necklace is done. So there you have it, a cute way to make your own jewelry using just wire, glue, and nail polish. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit those down below, they really help me out. And make sure you check out some of the other videos on my channel. I try to post every Tuesday. Recently I've had some things going on that I haven't been able to, but hopefully I will be back in the swing of posting every Tuesday. So make sure you come back and check out my channel. Don't forget to check out my community tab. I post some extra just fun things on there, and it's a great way to keep up with what's going on in my life. But that's what I've got for today, so happy crafting. Okay, I'm just playing around with my camera right now, and it's like the old movie thing. So we're gonna see how this turns out. It's just a fun extra thing of you guys seeing me play around with technology. I'm kind of rambling here. I did like one crack on the screen that I can see, but it's not really doing a whole lot. So oh, there goes another one. I'm kind of disappointed with this filter. Maybe next week I'll do another filter at the end just so you can see what my camera can do.